Are you prepared for this video? I hope so. Hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie, welcome back to another video. Your first video on the channel, I don't know, but welcome either way. I'm very glad to have you on this very fine, hot, summery day. A little bit too hot. I feel like I'm saying that in every video. I'm sorry, it's going to get boring soon if it's not boring already. Today we are diving back into the subreddit of AreTheCisOk. We are going to have a look through some of these examples of cis, usually cis straight people, really not being okay. And by cis, I mean not trans. So a lot of this subreddit is transphobia, just pre-warning. Not the most pleasant things, but we put a nice fun spin on it. So without further ado, let's look at this stuff. Somebody asked the question, would you be offended if I told you that you are a cis man or cis woman? These were the responses. I'd probably just think, what the F are you on? If you wish to label someone, you owe them a cookie. I owed a lot of cookies then. Offended? No. Annoyed? Definitely. I think you are one of those people. Just annoyed. Super effing annoyed. Why do people get so irate over the use of cis? It's literally a very old Latin prefix that has more uses than just gender and is an easier way of saying not trans and is a nice way of not othering trans people. So take trans men, for example. It would be kind of rude to be like men and trans men. Because what are you implying there? So instead, when the context is necessary, we say trans men and cis men. Ta-da! It's simple binary. Always has been and forever will be. Enough with this nonsense. Female, creamy pink, male, light blue. These colours, I mean maybe not specifically the shades of creamy pink and light blue, but pink and blue, in the not so distant history, these colours were literally switched and blue was seen as a feminine colour and pink was seen as a masculine colour. And moving beyond colours, because I do not think that this is about colours, if you read beyond basic biology, not binary. Me, right, and friend at uni, can you see the difference in our faces? Forehead slopes inwards, wide set eyes, high cheekbones, narrow top lip, thicker neck. It's subtle, but I can really see that's a man on the left now. Oh, you're kidding me. You are kidding me. I don't want to give this person attention, but their Twitter, name, not their handle, name is a real woman. And a Union Jack. How lovely. What a pleasant person. Digging up photographs of you and a friend from the past and just absolutely scrutinizing their appearance and coming to a conclusion that they are a man. I mean, even if they are a trans woman, still not a man. And also, that's just really weird behaviour. Here's a photo of me and a random friend from years and years ago. I'm going to post it publicly and call them a man based on a set of criteria I have made up in my head. How odd. You're saying to be considered a true woman, you need to physically look a very particular way. That's dodgy. Let's not do that. Are the cis okay? No. Disney is now 100% woke. Ideological nonsense. Never watch or buy anything from Disney again. Oh, there's a really cool clip in the new Baymax TV series where Baymax is looking at period pads and loads of different people interact with Baymax to give suggestions. When I'm pretending to have a period, I use these. I think they've gotten very confused at this moment in time. This was intended to indicate that not only women experience periods and trans men and AFAB non-binary people can also have periods. This person who made this to be transphobic seems to have misunderstood and has believed that they're a trans woman. Phobia, irrational fear of something. I'm not transphobic. I got nothing against adults that want to transition or sleep with the same sex. Why are you conflating sexual orientation and being trans? I don't care. But you don't get special treatment in society and keep the minors away. Oh god. Yeah, sorry. Since when do equal rights and not being discriminated against equal special treatment? That's not special treatment. There's a reason why it's called equal rights. And you don't even know the LGBT community's ultimate goal. It's evil. I'll give you a hint. Everything we've seen so far with the LGBT community was planned in the 90s. None of this is by chance. And what have you seen that has been planned so carefully for the past nearly 30 years? Oh well, the 90s was a while ago now. The first bit was just general transphobic nonsense, not being very nice. The second paragraph, whole other level of odd. The conspiracy theories among transphobes are wild. Your child is not trans because he put on a dress or tried on makeup. My little brother used to eat grass as a kid, but my mum didn't call him a cow and send him to the slaughterhouse. She told him to cut the shit and stop eating grass. Be better parents. I would really love if transphobes stopped trying to make comparisons to prove their, points, because it doesn't. Saying that a kid eating grass isn't made to live as a cow is comparable to trans kids is ridiculous. And also, yes, your child is not trans just because they express themselves in a certain way, but there will be many other signs that indicate that. It's not just an expression thing, it's what a child tells you they are feeling. It's other things in their behaviour and their internal feelings of their gender, not just the way they outwardly express. And I definitely think this comes from a place of transphobes just really believing that kids are forced to transition at the slightest hint of non-conforming expression to their assigned birth sex. Just ridiculous. LGB should separate itself from T, Q, and all the gender stuff ASAP. Not every letter in the acronym after LGB is related to gender or being trans, you know. As a member of the B, I have no problem with the TQ+. Stop being an ass. What a surprise. A bisexual siding with the ones creating a backlash against us, G and L. Anyways, you have never been part of our community. Go back to live your straight life. Also, not only are they transphobic, they're biphobic. So you should have said LG should separate itself. Trans flag detected. Dun dun dun. Problem or simply just mentioning it? Both. Get well soon. Oh, gross. Ew. I'm imagining somebody walking around with a little metal detector type thing that when it detects a trans flag just beeps and spurts out transphobia. I just think it's really weird. You have a problem with a trans flag and you're saying get well soon, which is just bleh. Would you send your child to a daycare run by only trans people? Hypothetical. Assuming you have a child in the first place. 578 votes, 267 yes, which was the majority, 230 no, and then 81 just wanted to see the results. It's kind of sad that so many people said no. What's wrong with trans people? Oh my god. I'm always really suspicious when questions like this are asked because they typically come from a transphobic standpoint of somebody wanting to be like, ha, gotcha. See, trans people, the general society does not like you. Ha! When they've actually put it out to a transphobic audience and they've just heard things from within their echo chamber. Odd question. I'm glad that yes was the majority. I'm disappointed that no was not that far behind, and I don't really understand why anybody would have a problem with trans people running a daycare. How women pick a shampoo. Effectiveness, brand, aroma, effect on hair, ingredients, bottle's colour, quality, design, friends' advice, internet review, amount, popularity. How men pick a shampoo. I think it had shampoo written on the label. They misspelled label. No men care about their appearance. They do not care. No, I think it's shampoo. I don't know. Could be face cream for all I know, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Going to a hairdresser, men, before, after, cost $50. Women, before, after, that's identical, cost $500. I mean, I think if this is your experience, you need a new hairdresser because this is not what happens. If men are from Mars and women are from Venus, I assume those other genders were pulled out of Uranus. It's not nice, but I need to giggle. But not true. Genders outside of the binary of man and woman are not made up or pulled out of anybody's butt. They've existed for a very long time across many different cultures, so just shush. So you can tell someone's chromosomes by looking at them. With 99.9978% certainty, yes. Do you think they did the 7-8 to seem just a little bit more believable, you know? Well, maybe people won't believe it if I do 99.99% recurring, but if I put in a little 7-8 there, it seems realistic. If you can tell people's chromosomes just by looking at them with that degree of accuracy, then I think you're a superhero with a really, really niche power that I don't think anybody would actually want, unless they're transphobic. American men need to stop embracing soy and start embracing testosterone. Testosterone doesn't sound very nice to cuddle, does it? testosterone. I was at a local restaurant and a young male worker was taking an order. The customer asked how the chicken was in the salad and the young male said, "I have never ate a piece of meat. My parents raised me a vegan and I realised he ate soy and that means estrogen. He is a girl." Why do people like this? This is the same type of person that will say that trans people will never actually be their gender, despite the fact that they're like, being a vegan and eating soy makes men women. But oh no, trans women aren't women. Doesn't make sense, does it? You can only be a boy or girl and maybe trans. Yes, the three genders, boy, girl, and trans. A boy, girl, and maybe trans. Oh goodness. I don't even know what to say. Saying people who get pregnant is misgendering women. Our gender is women, not people. People isn't a gender though. You can't misgender when you're using a gender neutral term. You can't claim gender affirming language is only important for those who are trans, especially when even in Western countries women are severely undereducated about their bodies. It genuinely feels dehumanizing to read people who get pregnant. Why not women, trans, and non-binary people? This person's definitely got the wrong end of the stick in many places, but it is not the worst version I've seen because there's an understanding some trans and non-binary people can get pregnant, which I appreciate. People is a gender neutral term, meaning that its use cannot misgender people. So saying people who get pregnant does not misgender women. And terms like that are only used where it's contextually relevant. You as an individual cis woman accessing certain things or being pregnant would not be referred to just as a person. You will be referred to as a woman and by your gender and using pronouns that are correct for your gender, blah, blah, blah. But when talking as a whole and making sure that everybody that requires access to healthcare and inclusion in conversations is included, that's when we would use the gender neutral language. And that's it for today's installment of Are the Cis Okay? Generally not. No, according to this video, not. Think about giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. It's been lovely having you here and I will see you next time. Much love. Bye.